Aloha, everyone. This is Jeanne Marie Russell here in Kauai, Hawaii, with Level Up with Jeanne Marie. And I am here at my center, Dolphin Touch Wellness Center in Kapa'a, Hawaii. We can be reached online at dolphintouch.org. And we have a number of retreats coming up. We have a retreat in Shasta next month in June, and another retreat here on Kauai in October. You can check out our website and check out our events. And we are so excited today to have my beautiful friend, Marion De Sirius. And she is coming to us from Costa Rica. And I got to meet her here on Kauai. She came to visit our center and stayed with us for a bit while she was looking at different activities on the island. We talked about retreats. We talked about so many things. And one of the major things we talked about was her beautiful cosmic swimming, which I'm going to be very excited to talk to you today about. So Marion, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and tell us a little bit about you?
Aloha! I'm Marion De Sirius, and I'm talking from Costa Rica now because I'm living in Costa Rica. It's been like 3 years now. And I choose this place for the beautiful Caribbean Sea, of course, because I need to live close to the sea to practice every day my cosmic swimming.
Mhm.
And I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, Jeanne, for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Marianne and I are like kindred souls. We immediately met each other, and just her playful, joyful spirit is just like the dolphins. And she is very connected to the water, like I am. And she actually was in the water more than I was. I was actually working, and she got to come here and play, and she was frolicking in the water and found a beautiful spot right around the corner from Dolphin Touch where she was encountering turtles.
What a beautiful
Yeah.
experience for me.
Oh, it was amazing. So tell us a little bit, tell the world here a little bit about what cosmic swimming is and how you created it. Well, why don't you start with that story, like how it got created, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. So it's 12 years ago, and that it happens actually. I was in a time of my life, I was kind of struggling, like every one of us in one moment of our life, we are struggling with something. And but it was really, really hard for me, and I didn't have any desire for anything. That was terrible. And I met someone, thanks to a friend, he introduced me to someone, and this man um, really touched me deep in the heart when I met him. And it was like if I already knew him somehow. And so he invited me in his place to try to make like some kind of healing to help me. And little by little, we start traveling, working in the water, because it can feel that my body need to be in the water. I always be connected to the water somehow, but I never in this way, because I grew up on an island, so I was always in the water. And but this time was different. So it told me go in the water and start swimming. So I was swimming the way I was used to be. And at one moment he told me try to sparrow with your body. So I couldn't understand really, but I say okay, let's do it. So I was turning one side, the other side, etc. And little by little we start to make some research about different things. So about the water in the nature, the water in our body, and the movement of the sparrow. And we met some connections. We found out that we just full of water with kind of like 99% of water in number of molecules. Okay, so we kind of just water beings. And And with the spiral movement, we found out that it's a natural movement we can find everywhere in the nature, the shells and all the plants when they grow. But in our body also, we have a lot of spiraling movement, and and the universe, the spiral of the galaxy. So
Yes. Yeah, the spiral is very important, and it's very much a part of Reiki. The Reiki symbol uses that spiral a lot. I mean, that's like the first symbol you learn in Reiki is the spiral, and that's basically how energy moves, right?
yes, exactly. Mm. It's a movement of the life actually, and so we, because this man worked all his life kind to help others to um, uh, to find their path and to reconnect to the divine path. And he always thought that he was working in our body. So he made a lot of different kind of techniques for that, and mixing different things like aikido,
Mhm.
like yoga, like dance. He made his own way, and but with me it was different. We start to do it in the water. So working with our body and the spiral movement in the water, and it was really, really, really intense. I couldn't understand everything at the beginning, but now that it's 12 years I'm swimming this way, I do better understand what's going on. And I'm really, really grateful for this meeting, and I'm really thankful. And this man is no longer on earth, so
Um,
I think about him a lot.
mhm.
And it was a this kind of meeting that happened just once in your life, it was just amazing. Everything he shared with me, he opened my mind. He helped me to understand more about the spiritual life, and the and about our body, that how important our body is, because we are living in this incarnation, so we have to deal with this body, and just don't want to go away in the mind or in the meditation now, but
Right.
we can connect the different worlds. And thanks to him, and we start the research, and we start to structure a new way of swimming, and
Nice.
that we
Yeah,
call
I'm
it.
kind of confused. I want to know, like, what did you feel the first time you did this spiral movement in the water? Like, what happened personally for you?
It was kind of strange for me to swim a different way, because I'm kind of really, I mean, I was really more like a mental one, I do scientific studies. So I always needed to understand everything what I was doing, and why, and what, and how. And but with this man, I couldn't think that way. I have to change my way of thinking. So I just let it go. And I say, okay, let's do it, and let's feel it. But at the beginning, I was more into the techniques, that more into the feelings. It was little by little, and now I can say that it's a world, that happens to me with this way of swimming, and my way of swimming at the beginning and now, it's just a huge gap, and
Mhm.
everything I can feel also, and the different dimension I can connect also. I never thought it could be possible. And but because I'm curious, I always been curious. I wanted to go further and deeper
Mhm.
about this technique. We and so we structure on the base of the classic swimming, let's say, like the stroke, the crawl, and the butterfly, and the backstroke. We start to structure different kind of swimming. So now I can say I have 15 different way of swimming, but always with the three principles of the universe. We connect it together. That is a spiral. That is the wave, everything moving waves.
Mhm.
The
Makes sense.
alternation,
Right.
alternation. So the day, night, right, left, yin, yang. So we combine these three principles to create I don't really like the word create, because for me it's more like something we receive, and
Mm.
we were supposed to share in this world. So yeah, so we start to structure the different way of swimming, and but the weird thing, I have to say, that this man didn't like the water at all. So that was
Oh,
an
that's
amazing
interesting.
thing. Yeah, that was the most amazing thing, because he pushed me in the water all the time. Go, we go, we go, we go. But for him, it was like a real struggling to go in the water, because he has a trauma. But that was the most beautiful things, because yeah, he just feel that it was the right things to do.
Right.
And yeah, so we spent 3 years working a lot, traveling, meeting other people, working with the water in a different way, with the spiral too. And we wrote books also, different books. So I wrote like initiative story, I don't know how to say that,
Uh-huh. Mm.
and to talk
The
about
story.
sorry.
The first story, the
Yeah, but it's more like like initiation, like
initiation. Okay.
yeah. I mean, you have message in this book, and
Mm.
and it's a way to talk about the swimming, the cosmic swimming, and the effects, but in a yeah, with a story around it. So I
Mm.
really enjoyed to write this book, and then we
So
wrote
this
some.
book is in French, yes?
Yeah, for now it's just in French. I would love to translate it. I'm not able to do
Yes.
it by myself,
He's
but
looking
I
for a
will translate it.
translator, everybody,
Yeah,
if you
but
know
we will
anybody.
translate it. But it's called I will translate it in English. It's the Pearls of the Pacific. That's the name
Oh, beautiful.
of the book. But yeah, I would love to translate it in English, in Spanish too, because I work with English people and Spanish people, especially when I'm living in Costa Rica. And we wrote also books, more technical books about the swimming, and some of them are translated in English. But for now, they are all in French on like ebook on my website. But so it was really intense work for 3 years, and yeah, and so little by little, this different way of swimming uh, start to get birth. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. But so you were kind of in a funk, right? You were in like a place of depression, I
Yeah,
guess, when you met this guy.
yeah, totally.
And
At the
this
bottom of the bottom of the bottom of
the
the dark.
bottom of the barrel, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we've all been there at some point. And you found from doing this cosmic swimming, it kind of like recalibrated some things within you or shifted emotionally some things with you. This is what I want to hear about.
Actually, it was like it gave me a new purpose in life,
Mhm.
because, like I said, I'm curious and I love to learn new things. So doing this research was just amazing, and it was passionating. I
Passion,
was
a passion.
Yeah, I was really into it, to understand more about the water, more about the spiral, more about the body, and all what happened in the body swimming that way. We have our theory about it, but it's like I was really releasing things, because with all my depression and everything was stuck in my body, and we talk about the memory of the water, and so all my cells of my inner water body water was all stressed, and
Mm-hmm.
swimming that way I can start to feel that this movement of the spiral start to little by little decrystallize things within
Mm-hmm.
me, to making more space,
More
and
space.
yeah, more space, more and it was no more the emptiness inside, but it was the whole cosmos. It's hard to explain,
Mm.
but it's really how
Yes,
I
yes,
feel
yes,
about it.
yes, yes.
It was the emptiness of the cosmos. It was just amazing. And sometimes when I swim that way, I mean, I kind of think I'm more swimming in the cosmos than in the sea, actually. And
Yeah. Wow.
so my body recover little by little, and yeah, new purpose in life, new motivation, more energy. I was totally energized, you know, by this way of swimming, because all your cells are like revitalized, and like a dynamization, you know, a revitalization.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so after swimming that way, and turning, spiraling one way, spiraling another way, on different way, but it's structure. I mean, it's not spiraling just in a random way, you know. It's a structured way to spiral, because um, each stroke are a name, because of the effect that can brings. And for example, there is one called the solar
Mm.
plexus swimming. So
Mm.
the movement start from the plexus, you know, it's a kind of backstroke, and the movement start from the plexus. And this one is amazing just to free emotions, or kind of, or notes we have, you know, or bad thoughts, or kind of tension of things. And this one is really amazing to free that. But I
Nice.
found out that it can help also when you are low battery. So you connect your solar plexus to the sun, and making
Ah,
this movement powering, you can just re-energize your body, and get more energy. So
right.
it took me years to be more connected to my body, and the water, thanks to this way of swimming. but
Nice.
but yeah, it's just amazing. And now I could not swim in a different way, you know, and I could not swim in a swimming pool with all the chemicals and stuff like that. I really
Ah,
need to
yeah.
be in water that is alive, because for me, water is an entity that is alive, that has a memory, and that has a natural movement. So yeah, I could talk about why the spiral in how there was a spiral in the water too. Is just the the water has its own movement of vortex, you know. So when you look at the river, never she goes straight. She always do some meanders,
Mm. Yeah,
or
that's true.
turns, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, yeah, she's following, yeah, for sure, she's going down with the gravity, and she's following the landscape, but also she's looking for these curves when she's going down to reach
Mm.
the sea or the ocean, because in the curves she starts to make some spiraling vortex, you know, to bring the oxygen within her, to clean herself. So it just kind of,
Mm. Yes, 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 yes,
she's
yes.
doing that on one way, so on the right side, then the left side, right side, left side. And this an engineer called Victor Schoberger that found out about this and made some drawings really precise. And so we say, wow, so we're gonna just swim that way, because we are full of water, and we're gonna initiate this movement of spiraling in our own body, just to move our all fluids within us. So
Yeah.
you can work at different level, you know. You work on the physical level, you can cleanse your body, you can detoxify somehow, you can, and some energetic level, you can also clear some memories, and decrystallize all memories. And so you can work on so different levels that it's just amazing. You just have to be in conscious, connected to what you want to work on, you know, somehow. But it's unlimitless. It's limitless.
Yeah. Infinite
Unlimited.
possibilities. That's what
Unlimited.
I
Just
love. Yeah.
so I'm just so happy to go swimming every day. I'm really grateful to be in this country. I choose to come here for sure, because I wanted to be in a country I can swim every day, and so I found out my place. And
Right.
it's my ritual, my morning ritual. It's going early in the sea, swimming, because the energy of the sea in the morning is just so different that in the afternoon. It's so different.
Mm.
Something
Yeah,
incredible.
well, I mean, Dr. Emoto talked a lot about the structure of water and the energy of water, and how your intentions of what you put in affects the physical structure of the water. And then when you put negative intention, it gets an ugly image, and then when you have these beautiful intentions or beautiful words, and then the structure of the water changes. So it would make sense that our bodies would be the same, you know, as you're reprogramming. That's what I kind of feel like, you're kind of reprogramming the structure of your body when you're doing that movement and putting it back either to 0 point and then, you know, recreating, or yeah, just releasing all that negative energy and taking on the beautiful, pure energy of the ocean.
It's
Yeah.
it's making think of some kind of experience I made in the water when I swim, and actually I'm swimming in the water for sure, but somehow on another level again, I'm swimming in my inner water too. You know,
Mm,
and when you talk about Masaru Emoto, for sure, it's part of our research. Like a lot of pioneer, like Ben Venice, Montagnier, Maevan O, Dr. Polak, so many that works on the
yes,
water.
yes.
Interesting to study. And Masaru Emoto just show to the world that yeah, negative energy, it's just destructurized crystal, but with positive energy, it's just harmony. You know, it's beautiful. And
Mm.
so yes, we do the same in our on our body, just our with our thoughts, you know, or all kind of food we bring to our body. But when I talk about food, it can be music, it can be movies, it can be readings, it can be the kind of relationship we have, everything, the way we nourish our body, we give, I mean, everywhere
Yeah,
we
the
our body.
feed, the way we feed our body, basically.
Exactly. And so when I swim really in consciousness in the water, I always, I can see all these little crystal in the water
Mm.
somehow, and it's all geometric, but the perfect geometry, divine geometry, you know. And I'm swimming in the middle of that, and it's just all shining and stuff. And I believe that I'm swimming in my own cell's water. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah,
It's really incredible. So I never really talk about that, you know. It's just because it's
it's
experience I made
beautiful though.
more and more. So I just want to share, and I would love that people experience that, because just amazing the relationship we can have with water. It's just something I couldn't imagine, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an inner experience. I mean, I did it with you here on Kauai. You know, we went with a group of friends and went down to Gate, and we went over there and we were doing the cosmic swimming. And yeah, I mean, there are certain strokes I have to say that were complicated that I didn't quite get because I was too in my mind, like trying to figure out how to do the stroke. But there were some strokes that, you know, I got right away, and it just felt like so natural to like do these strokes and then flip around and do it again, and I think like you were even saying you could last longer in the water. Like if we were stranded out in the middle of the ocean for some crazy reason, hopefully it won't happen, but yeah, that we could just use this cosmic swimming, and it's like because it's not tiring. It's not like, you know, when you swim and, you know, and you get tired and out of breath, it just feels so natural. It's just a natural kind of
Exactly.
graceful dance that you're doing with the water. That's what it really feels like.
Well, I try to explain to the people that because okay, I made some videos to show what it looks like, you know. But it's 12 years I'm swimming that way, so I kind of master it, you know. And when people look at it, they say, "Oh, it's not for me. It's really too hard, and I cannot feel the water. I can go in deep water, blah blah blah." I do understand, but my purpose in life is not that people swim all the cosmic swimming the way I swim. It's just to reconnect them with the water, and to make this special connection, and to swim with the water, you know, and not against the water, because most of the people that are doing some stroke they
Right,
are
right.
not fighting with the water, that's swimming with it, you know. and
Mm-hmm.
and what I really try to teach to the people I'm going to for my session is just to feel the fluidity, and all start with the buoyancy, buoyancy, the
Buoyancy.
buoyancy,
Yes. Being,
flotation.
yeah, being buoyant. Right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you
We
had
all
us
start
do
with
that
that.
exercise.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah.
yeah.
That's why I explain to people that feel the water somehow. I mean, I love to go in the water with them because I want to show them that they don't have to fear it because the water always gonna carry them. Yeah, some people had bad experience with the water, and I can work with them little by little. It can take more time, but I really respect the rhythm of everyone, the limit of everyone. But I always try to reach that point that the people just can feel, oh my gosh, I don't have to do anything in the water. Swimming
Right.
is just an extra, you just
Yes.
have to feel that the water carries, and then we start to dance in the water but without touching the ground. It's what I call the floating dance, the floating
Right.
dance, because you
Yeah.
just dance with little movement, so it's really subtle. You're never pushing, you're just always really subtle, like if you are like a um like a dance with the water, can be really sensual, but always really soft and fluid. That's what
Yeah.
always I'm saying, looking for the fluidity. Always
And
let
it's
go.
very playful. I mean, out here in Kauai, we have the spinner dolphins.
Yeah,
And
I
the
saw them,
spinners
I
are
saw them.
always
It was
spinning,
crazy.
right? They're always spinning through the air. And actually, nobody really knows why they do that. Some people say they're getting rid of parasites or whatever. It looks like they're just having fun,
I
honestly.
have my theory about that.
Oh, okay. What's your theory?
Oh, it's my theory because I can't explain it. It's just my feeling. But
Yeah.
it's because um, it's all connected with
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus, because
Serious.
the dolphin, the whales are supposed to come from this planet.
Yes, the water
Uh,
planet.
yeah, and I am connected to this planet. That's why I call myself Marion De Sirius. Like
Mhm.
my swimming name and cosmic
Mhm.
name.
Yes.
And so for me, that anytime they are spiraling that way and splashing in the water, because they are connected with some special codes, and that they release with the spiral splashing on the water and makes like a
Mm.
powerful wave, and to spray around is
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. I definitely feel like, and especially since COVID, I don't know why, but the water has been like crazy crystal clear for us here. And I really feel like there are light codes in the water. Yeah, because I do my dolphin energetics in the ocean as well as I take people out in the water and I do healing work with them. A little different than what your cosmic swimming is, but like the same concept in the sense that, the water is the great healer, and to release all that no longer serves and just drop it into the ocean. The ocean is the great cleanser. And to open your eyes from that experience and see the world in a totally different way. Like people have said, like the colors are brighter, the images, everything looks different in the world, and to me, it's like bringing people back to 0 point, clearing their energy, and then like, okay, now let's rebuild you and see who is this person you want to be right now? Who is this person you want to create? And going from that place. And so that spiraling and that cleansing, yeah, there are definitely, I've said that, yeah, there are light codes in the water.
yes,
Definitely. You could,
for sure.
you
I'm
could
swimming
see
in the middle of light codes.
in the beautiful light codes, and in the shimmering, when you look out on the water, it's like diamonds shimmering on the surface of the water, and this crystal energy that's coming through, and it's just, yeah, it's just magical. It's magical. I just love the ocean as well. It's just, we're both water people.
We have the deep connection together. For sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the DNA
Yeah.
understanding, because spiral, you know, is very connected to our DNA structure, and it has a very powerful significance. And I even said with the Dolphin energetics that I do, that it's activating dormant DNA codes that we have, and it's just opening those channels, that creating space and allowing those codes to be accessed, where we have more information, more talents, more abilities coming through that. So can you explain like how the DNA works with your cosmic swimming?
Just it reminds me that when I was studying at the university, that we talk about the DNA junk, the junk DNA, you know, and so it's this part of dormant DNA that is not useful according to scientists at this time, you know.
Right,
And
right.
now it makes me laugh, because we all discover that all these dormant parts are so powerful
So
actually when it's,
powerful.
yeah,
Yes.
and so it's for sure the molecule of the DNA, it's a double spiral, you know, like a lot of things in our body, like the bones are in spiral, all the fluid are moving in spiral in our body, and the DNA, yeah, it's one of the smallest one. And so we structure this swimming called the DNA swimming, that is really special to connect with our DNA and to reactivate the dormant part, you know. And when I do this swimming, so the more I swim that way, the more I can feel it. But I always have to be really in consciousness, really connected to that, you know, because if you swim like mechanically, it won't work, you know. It's like everything, so it's kind of meditative state. So I'm dipping into that and doing my swimming, DNA swimming, and anytime I do this movement, I can feel that I go in a tunnel, like in a tunnel that is in the middle of the DNA, you know? I would love to be able to draw all this, what I'm saying, because it's
Yes.
just beautiful to see. And so I'm in the middle of this DNA, and I'm spiraling on one way and other way, and I can feel all this light, like you were telling about this cord in the water. So it's so all shimmering and it's just amazing. So my intention when I do this swimming is just to, okay, I'm gonna react. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna reactivate the dormant part of my DNA. So it will take some time, you know. It's not like, okay, I have done my session, I get out of the water and everything. I have everything connected, and I have all my power back.
Yes.
But it's, I can feel it. But anyway, all the swimming, because they are in spiral, they are impacting, you know, the DNA, because you experience some of the strokes, you know, when we do the session together. And I know that everybody can't really do all the strokes I'm teaching, because we all have our capacity. And so I will teach one stroke according the capacity of the person, you know. But
Right.
everybody will have the benefits anyway, you know, because they will find their own strokes. Like you find yours, you were really fluid, it was really natural, and it's what I'm gonna looking for, to just to transmit you a way of swimming. There is always a spiral, but it's really fluid for you. And so yeah, so there is the DNA swimming, but in all the way I'm swimming, for sure you always have the DNA moving one side, the other side, and with all this code reactivating. So I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, but I know something is going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you work with some patients over in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you found with those people that you worked on? You know, what has happened since they've done the cosmic swimming?
There is one amazing story. Okay, this lady, she's from Colombia, but she's been living in Costa Rica for 20 years now, and always close to the sea, because she loved the sea. But she loved the sea from the beach. You know,
Mm,
she can't go in the water just except when the water is really reset or really calm, she will go until the, but never go further than she can't touch the ground. You know, she always needs to touch the ground. And but when it starts to move a little bit, she won't go in the water. But she was always attracted, but she never go or didn't go often. But she lived close to the sea, you know. And when we met, she explained me that. I said, okay, so we're gonna make session together, and we start. And I always, with these people that have a really strong fear, I always start with the healing in the water. You know, like you do your own. You know, the Dolphin touch, and I do my own that called the aqua reliance. And so I just lay the people on the water without anything, without any equipment except a pinch nose, you know, like this. There is no water coming in the water, and I start to make a movement on the water just to let help the body to release totally, to relax totally, you know, because people are so tense in their body, they don't really even realize because they are used to. But once in the water, they say, oh my gosh, I'm so tense here, here, here. So we do this healing really soft and slow to release all the tension in the body. And the people are closed eyes, and they make kind of, I mean, anytime I do that, after that, they told me, oh, I was traveling somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
And so we start with that, with this lady. And another session, we start with the flotation. So, and we go deeper and deeper and deeper, you know, where she can't touch the ground anymore. Where she never go, but we went because she were confident with me. And so, and she started to be able to float by herself and to do the floating dance. And then next step, we start to make some stroke. It was another day. So we start to make some stroke, the strokes she was able to do, you know. And little by little, she was so more confident, more confident. And when I came back to Costa Rica after Hawaii, I met her and I told her, so I was going with the water. I said, you will never know. I start to learn about what to, because I want to work in the water with people, and I want to transmit my connection with water thanks to you. And oh my gosh, I was just happy because she feel the water, and now she just want to spend all her time in the water with other people. So
Yes, and healing them.
and
Oh,
it's
that's
just one
beautiful.
story of others, but that was the
That's
last
really
one,
beautiful.
and one really powerful with a lady I really like.
Yeah.
She's and but yeah,
Yeah, we had, it's so funny about fear, right? You know, we have so many fears that hold us back, and sometimes it hold us back from the thing that we're supposed to do, you know, that we're here to share and connect and to heal that part of ourselves, and then to help others heal that as well. Yeah, it's really crazy when we look at things in that way, that expands and challenges us. And sometimes the things we fear the most are exactly the things that the direction where we need to go.
it's all a process, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. So you came to Kauai and you had some experiences while you were here. I'm curious, how does the water on Kauai compared to the water in Costa Rica? Do you feel a difference energetically?
Yeah. Every part in the world have a different energy field, you know. And so I've been swimming in so many different places, ocean and sea and lake and river and wherever, and it's always different. And I've been really touched by the energy of Kauai, to be honest. So we went with my friend that works with whales. We've been to Maui first
Yes.
to meet the whales, and then we came to Kauai because we had this project, but maybe we can talk about it later, to do retreats. And so when I arrived in Kauai, I was just, I don't know what is the word, but I was ah shocked by this vibration I couldn't feel anywhere else, you know. And when I've been on Napali Coast, oh my gosh, I've it's the most beautiful scenery I haven't seen in my life. And I've been traveling, I told you.
Right.
And when I've been able to go in the water, because we went by boat and the guy allowed us to go in the water because this day was just perfect, crystal clear. I was in the water, crystal clear, with turtles around, fish, and all these. I call them the cathedrals, with the Napa.
Right, the mountains they're like ancient beings.
Yes, exactly. We
Yeah.
can feel it's alive, really. And so I was just like, I feel at home, and there's something that makes me feel at home here. It's just amazing.
Mhm.
And swimming every day just close by your place that I love. I just find my spot with the turtles.
Yes, it was so beautiful.
And so the water was a little bit colder than Costa Rica, so I have to wear something to be able to stay longer in the water. But just to swim, like it was like a kind of swimming pool. It was just
Mhm.
crystal clear, all nice, and all these turtles swimming around. And one day I just met two monk seals. They just come close to me, say hello, and went back. So yeah, it was just amazing. And I really, really, really love the energy of the island. I would love to come back. I mean, I'm a kind of island girl, because I grew up on an island, and I love this kind of atmosphere. But Kauai is so special, really. I I can't explain it more
It's
than
a magical
no
place.
words, actually.
It's just a magical place, and we'd love to have you back.
Oh,
Yeah, you just come
I,
visit
I'm
us.
sure. I'm sure it will happen somehow.
Mm, definitely. Now you were on Maui and you were able to do the cosmic swimming and hear the whales too, right? Because you were here during whale season.
Yes.
Talk
Yeah.
about how that.
Yeah. The most powerful moment for me in Maui. Okay, we've been on the volcano Aleakala. That is amazing, really powerful.
Yeah.
But the whales. I mean, I've never seen so many whales in one place like this. And we've been in the Molokini crater, and so we've been by boat there, and we were able to go in the water. And so in the Molokini crater, you can swim, you can see fish, and you can hear some whales. But the most amazing, and when you go behind the wall, there is a wall,
Mhm.
and it's a deep, deep wall. You can't see the bottom, actually. It's really deep and dark, and I love it. And so I was diving and swimming, spiraling, and I was hearing hundreds and hundreds of whales chanting. That was just amazing. And all my body was vibrating, and even more because I was spiraling. It was like
Oh my God.
amplifying. And
Wow.
it happens to me, actually. The first time was in the Pacific of Costa Rica, because I spent some time on the Pacific side too. And there is whales. There is season. You can see whales. I mean, in Costa Rica, you have in the north of Costa Rica on the Pacific side, you have the whales coming from the north, the same you have, from Alaska, and you have the whales coming from the south. And so you can have two seasons for the whales from the south.
Uh,
And so I've been in one spot I really like because it's kind of wild. And I was swimming in the ocean every day. And I was, at some point, I like to dive and just let my feet out of the water. And I like, floating like this. And I start to
mm,
hear, it was the day of my birthday, I remember.
uh,
And I start to hear a whale chanting, like a male, because it goes, oh, really, really, really
deep.
profound, deep, and then a baby, because you can see it's really light, and I start swimming, and I can feel it again today in my body, like it was all vibrating, like like when you have the chicken pox. How do you say that?
Chicken skin.
Yeah, but it was like this inside me, with
Mm,
the sound of the well, and I was spiraling, and it was just, oh, and when I get out of the water, I was like vibrating, you know.
wow.
And in Molokini, it was even more intense because it was hundreds of whale chanting. I didn't want to get out of water. I wanted to stay in the water forever.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's amazing. Yeah, I've been in the water and you hear the whale chant and it's it's eerie in the sense like it is like it's almost like from outer space. It's like from
Yes,
another
galactic.
world.
Yes. And
Yeah.
what I feel, it's you know, because you told me that actually, but when the whales are chanting, it's for a reason, you know, and they are sending some vibration. They are kind, and that opens like doors, and they're sending like codes, or they are kind of keys that are opening codes in our body, and it's what I felt, you know,
Yes.
when the sound of the whale chanting, you can feel in your body it's something is happening. And when I was swimming spiraling, it was even more powerful, and I do understand why, because it was all this code, you know, like reacting to this vibration.
I'm gonna have to learn how to, well, I have to do the cosmic swimming next time I hear the whales and then see
Yes, yes,
how that
definitely. You
coordinates.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my big dream, I probably did share it with you already, but my big dreams would be to offer to people retreats, because now I'm doing retreats, but it's kind of yeah, a small retreat. But my big dream for retreats would be to have a boat, but more like a catamaran, you know, like that is more stable, and but with space enough for to have a small group on board, and to experiment the cosmic swimming, but in deep immersion. I mean, we are staying on the board all the time, and we are diving all the time, we are swimming all the time, and we're meeting all the creatures of the water. That could be the dolphin, that could be the monk seal, that could be the turtles, and that could be the chanting whales also. And
That'd be
something I
awesome.
would love to, because we would be always connected with the water, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen.
I would love it.
So you have a couple of retreats coming up. You have one in France.
Yeah, for this year, yeah, I have one in Europe, because I go back to France. It's been like almost 3 years I haven't been back.
Mm,
And I really want to see families, friends, and also to offer a retreat to the people staying in Europe. So I have this going on. And when I go back in Costa Rica, beginning of September, I have a new retreat in September, because Costa Rica, the perfect time for swimming and for the sea, it's September, October. It's when
mm.
the sea is just perfect, you know, crystal clear, just calm. And yeah, it's great for people who want to do this practice, and also that can have some like fear, you know, because there's no movement, it's all clear, so it's all perfect.
Nice, nice. And so how can they reach you?
Yeah, to reach me, people can go on my website, you know, that's the best. So you could put it on the
I will
description.
post it on in the
Yes,
notes.
but it's really easy if you just type Marion De Sirius, Marion De Sirius, from Marion.
Sirius is Sirius. So it's
Now you must.
Marion and then DE and then capital Sirius.
Yes, yes, Marion De Sirius. So you will find my website, and oh, it's in French, okay? But now Google translate everything, so I guess you will have the translation, and you have my contact. So the people that want to reach me, they can contact me, they can write me, they can WhatsApp me, and because the time I will stay in Costa Rica, so September, October, there is this retreat. It's 12 days, but then I will make some individual session, group session for people living here. But I can also accept to that people come from other places, you know, travel to Costa Rica, stay in Costa Rica for a while, and having session with me. It's an option that I offer too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Well, anything else that you want to add, Marianne, that you want to share? Um,
Um, I mean, I found my purpose in life, you know, like 12
mm,
years ago, I was in the bottom of the darkest hole.
mm,
And thanks to this, yeah, this meeting, thanks to the universe, because everything is for a reason, you know. So I'm glad about this depression, because it's thanks to this depression that I met this guy, and that guy that pushed me in the water. And then we start all this research and all this writing, and I'm really proud of my books and all this swimming now, because at the beginning I was like shy, and because I didn't really understand, and I say, what the meaning? Who's gonna be interested in that, except me? But now that I understand more and more about the why and the how, and the experience I do in the water, and the how do you say, when the people tell me what happened for them between during the session and afterwards, to
Yeah.
have testimony, and just so amazing. So it just motivate me to keep going that way, because it's, for me, connecting with water, it's a, yeah, we have to connect to water. Water is life, it's part of us, and we come from the water anyway. So
Yes,
we,
absolutely.
we, we, we forget about this connection, and just because I have this special connection with the water, and I can yeah, I'm kind of just a link between, I try just to help the people to replug,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I find my purpose in life. I'm really happy about it, and I hope to do more and more retreats, and to travel, still traveling, because I call it the Cosmic Swimming Nomad Academy, because for now in Costa Rica I will be doing retreats in Kauai, hopefully doing something with you. I
Yes.
would love to, but it could be in other places where the conditions are good for that, and I met nice people to work with, because I love to share. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for your work, and you're spreading the beautiful message of your cosmic swimming and people's connection to water, and helping to heal the planet, and helping to heal and raise the vibration wherever you go. So thank you so much for your service, and thank you for our friendship and all of the connections that we have had here on Kauai, and all the wonderful memories and more experiences to come.
Well, thank you so much for having me staying in your place and in your part of your life. It was a real gift for me, and yeah, you really touched me deep in my heart, and I would love to meet you again somehow. Would be Costa Rica, who knows, or Kauai, but we will do something, because we have this special connection, and we have to share, to spread, and yeah, for the new world anyway. That's
For
the meaning
sure.
of it.
We're creating a new world right here.
Yeah, we are builders, water builders for the new world.
Exactly. Well, blessings, Marion. You stay well. I'm going to share your contact info underneath. You guys can connect with her or through me, and we will be in touch on the next episode of Level Up with Jeanne Marie. Hui ho, everyone.
And you full of nice vibration from Costa Rica. Here we say pura vida.